If you're looking to interview, this morning's interview will definitely help. Find out what it's all about coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Bell & Bell, Pontiac, Buick, GMC, the intersection of Highway 9 and 31, right next to the big red bell. We're focused on the Walls Center for Excellence, and we're visiting with its Associate Director, Dr. Don Brook. Good morning,
Good morning.
Dr. Brook.
Great to be here this morning.
Do you mind if we call you Don?
That would be fine.
After years of getting a doctorate, I'm sure there's some that it's nice to hear him say doctor, but you're probably at a point where you've heard it enough, you can go with Don.
Don is absolutely fine.
That's tremendous. Are you originally from the area, Don?
No, I'm not. I came down here in about 1995 with my wife, and we were originally from Michigan.
Okay, from Michigan, really? What brought you all down?
Well, my wife is a physician in Murrells Inlet, and at the time, 95, 94, that time period, she was being recruited to open a medical practice in Georgetown County.
Is that right?
And she had a practice in Michigan, so we sold the practice. I retired from the municipality that I was working for, and we came down here and started a beautiful life together again.
Absolutely, and Georgetown County's got a lot going on. Do you all live in Georgetown County?
Yes, live in Murrells Inlet.
In Murrells Inlet, good. And you said her practice is in Murrells Inlet.
That it is.
That's tremendous. That is a growing area.
Yes, she is extremely busy.
Yeah, you said that was about 12 years ago.
Well, 1995, so we're talking 12 years.
12 years ago, yes.
It goes so fast.
You said I'd left the municipality I was in. Were you in public service?
I was a deputy chief of police at the time that I retired from my municipality, which was a suburb of the city of Detroit.
Is that right? Oh, of course, I saw that. The 10th largest community there in the state of Michigan.
Right.
Which has a tremendous, that must have been a big responsibility.
Well, it was. It was very interesting and challenging.
I bet. I bet. And of course, that opened the doors to get down here. And when arriving in the area, did you look into possibly remaining in public service or in a public safety situation like that, or did you go directly into the Walls Center for Excellence?
Well, when I came down, I really didn't think I was going to continue my career in law enforcement after I had 26 years. I said, well,
is that right?
Yeah.
You've been in law enforcement for 26 years.
I worked my way up through the ranks. So at the time that I retired, I made it to deputy chief, and I said, I'll find something else challenging, something to do once we get down here, and send out resumes like everybody does. You know, you keep sending them out, hoping you'll hear something.
Right.
And Coastal Carolina University gave me a call and asked if I would take over their public safety department.
Is that right, at Coastal Carolina?
And teach in the Wall College of Business.
Tremendous.
So I said, absolutely, I would love to do that.
So a dual role, and I think it was back in '97 that you joined, so you've been there for right at a decade now.
That's correct.
At Coastal. That's tremendous. What was that like, teaching as well as operating in that role as Director of Public Safety at Coastal?
Well, I thought it was quite interesting. In Michigan, of course, it was just law enforcement, and I did some adjunct teaching with the local colleges there. Here, what I would do is I would teach and then also run the public safety department. Many of my students would be the ones that were, shall we say, affected by the Department of Public Safety.
Of course,
so
sure.
They'd be getting me after class or during class, so, well, I got this ticket, or they wanted to arrest me. Can they do this? Can they do that? So we had some interesting dialogues during class sessions.
I bet you did, or immediately after class. That's right. I'm sure they wanted to do it during class or even before, but...
well, if we could relate it to the course, you know, and I was teaching management and organization, if somehow we could relate it to the course, we would spend some time with it. But usually I said, this is something outside of class we need to talk about.
Absolutely. How exciting, Don. That must have been a great experience.
Yes.
And now your entire focus is on the Wall Center for Excellence.
Absolutely.
As the Associate Director there. What exactly is the Wall Center for Excellence?
We are the Career Development and Placement Center for the College of Business. There is a career center on campus that handles the other colleges.
For all undergrads or all the other colleges.
But we handle our College of Business undergrad and MBA students and helping them prepare for a career. We do workshops, resume preparation, behavioral interviewing skills, time management, how to give a successful presentation. We also provide internships for students. We feel that's very important to bridge that gap from the classroom to the real world, is get some experience. You know, if you were majoring in accounting and all you did was get a degree and never be exposed to accounting, how do you know that's
You know what to do, yeah, or exactly what you're going to be able to do with
That's
it.
right.
Sure.
So we try to get the students into the work field, get that exposure, and hopefully they say, hey, I made the right career choice. So,
And are you actually teaching the courses, or are you
Yes.
and all, is that right?
I teach courses. Ned Cohen, who is the director of the Wall Center and the Wall Fellows program, also teaches those workshops. And then, of course, we have the first year experience that I'm involved in with that, too, for freshmen.
And for viewers who may not be familiar with the Wall Fellows program, what exactly is that?
That's the honors and leadership program for the College of Business. Each year, students in their sophomore year can compete, and it's very rigorous to get into that program.
In their sophomore year?
In sophomore year, they do the application, go through the process, and then the following 2 years, their junior and senior year, they're in the honors and leadership program, and it's an intensive program. They even do traveling. They take a East Coast, West Coast trip, a European trip, and they're mentored by executives from Fortune 500 companies and so forth.
Oh,
it's really outstanding.
All local, or mentored by folks around the world?
Around the world. We get people that come in, and when they go on these trips, say to Europe, for example, it's not all fun. It's educational, and that's when they will sit and they'll have a day or two of training with these executives right in the boardroom.
That is tremendous, Tom. You know, I know you shared with us before we started filming this morning that you've been a lot of shifts there in the business school. I know you've got a new dean recently. Is it Henry Lowenstein?
Henry Lowenstein came on board July 1st.
Which is tremendous.
He's an outstanding gentleman. We're glad to have him on board.
We were talking about Harold Stowe, who'd been with us a couple of months ago when we were filming it. We were talking about the Myrtle Beach Air Base Redevelopment Authority, which he serves as chairman. I know he's been very active in so many community service projects in the area. But in addition, John Locks was with us just a couple of weeks before. So we've had a group of folks here from the Wall College of Business, both the undergraduate side as well as the business, the MBA side.
They're well represented.
Absolutely, absolutely. And y'all do work hand in hand together, both the undergrads as well as the interface now with students that are coming in for MBAs.
That's correct. Because our MBA program is basically only in its second year. So the Wall Center for Excellence will work with the MBA students and with their preparation of resume, helping them with their behavioral interviewing. It's so important with interviewing, and folks say, well, tell me what I'm supposed to wear, what I'm supposed to say. Well, we'll do that, but we'll also say, here's what you shouldn't say and what you shouldn't wear.
Very important.
Okay. So we try to polish them up and get them ready to go out and meet employers and be successful.
So oftentimes for rising juniors and seniors who are 19, 20, 21, it is difficult to imagine what it's going to be like in a corporate world. And, of course, with you and Ned Cohen, as well as any of the other instructors teaching these workshops, can really make a difference, as well as the classes there can really make a difference, giving them that practical experience.
We certainly try to explain to them the amount of competition that they will be facing when they graduate and sending out resumes. And we hope to have, as I said, a polished product once you leave the Wall College of Business.
Sure. Don, talk about some of the workshops there. You mentioned those. Just if you'll break those down again, some of the exampled workshops and how you do go about polishing them up through the use of those workshops.
Well, some of them, as I said briefly, is the interviewing, the resume preparation, time management. We'll do those on an individual basis with a student, or we'll do it in the group setting.
Good.
We want to emphasize the student, we're there to serve them. So we do have some students that said, I don't feel comfortable doing a mock interview in front of other people. We'll say, well, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. We'll schedule time where you can come in and we'll do the interview, just you and me.
Sure.
And we have a camera, such as the cameras that we have here, that we will tape them, and we'll play it back and critique them and show them what they're doing with their eye contact, their hand movements, if you will, non-body language, and so forth. People be surprised at little things that they do that they don't realize they do. You know, it just sit there and don't know that they get their feet going on the floor, or all of a sudden they're doing something
That's
like
right.
this.
Or your nose, oftentimes,
Yes.
John, you'll hear that, or using the word just. We see that in print a lot. The use of the word just comes in, and of course it can be very difficult. In certain instances, very important. But in seeing it used commonly in print, it can be very difficult as well.
That's right. That's what we do.
Very important points there. And have you gotten the impression that group settings, oftentimes the students do flourish in a setting where it's not only you helping to critique them, but also their peers?
Yes, that's a good model to be able to use. Some students need that because they feel more comfortable in numbers. Okay, they're being couched or insulated, with other students around, and they'll say, "Well, Don, you're an old man, and maybe that's not the way they do it anymore." But students then can simply say, "We notice that little quirk that you have." The verbiage that we have today, students will constantly say, "I did this," or "I called my mother," the word like. And we try to get that out of their vocabulary when they go for a professional interview.
Sure.
Because you don't use the word like. Either you are or you are not. Okay. I was scared. Well, were you scared or were you not scared? Okay, so we have to change that.
Good for you, Don. Yeah.
Because that is not a professional way to interview.
I think they're just praying for the day that Don or Ned are going to start using like every once in a while in a sentence so they can come after you. Either you are or you're not hot. That's right.
Yeah. I was late for work this morning. Well, were you or weren't you late?
Good for you.
You can't be late.
That's right. That is commonly used. Like is really something that's used a lot.
Yes, sir.
I probably just used it there. Well, when you also mentioned internships a second ago, Don, and obviously internships are a great way. We want to talk about the mentoring there, and if there are area businesses that want to find a way to interface with the students at the Wall Center for Excellence or even the Wall College, if there's a good website to visit or even a phone number, maybe the website, the coastal.edu.
That would be there.
What would they do if they visited www.coastal.edu? Where would they want to go?
Okay, that would be the home page for Coastal Carolina University.
Okay.
So what you want to do, you want to navigate your way to the College of Business, which is not difficult.
Right.
You see the academic colleges, and you just click on the College of Business.
Right.
And when you get to the College of Business, there will be a link to the Wall Center for Excellence.
Good.
Again, just click on the Wall Center for Excellence, and everything you want to know about us is right there for you.
There is some great info. Sherry, our producer, had printed something out earlier actually at the end of last week to get ready for interview this morning. And of course, as you think about so much in there, it's got great the resume template, even some good basic information for folks just visiting the site for the first time.
Well, we try to put everything there so that anybody that is sitting at home, a student basically, sitting at home and decides, I need to work on a specific area, it's there, it's accessible for them, and then they can obviously email us, voicemail, or come on in and make an appointment, and we'll gladly meet with them and assist them in any way possible. That's what we're there for.
Oh, absolutely. The internships, Don. Share with viewers a little bit about, we got 10 minutes or so, a little bit about the internship program, how that's structured, and how you go about finding businesses that are willing to let the students come on in.
We have two types of internships. We have those that are part-time local, which is basically 20 hours a week, and 99% of them are paid. We try to encourage the employer. Yes, we try to encourage the employer to compensate them in some way. Now, if that's not possible for the employer, that is fine. We will not reject them for non-payment, but we would prefer, because what happens is many of our students at Coastal, mom and dad are from other funding sources paying the tuition and maybe their room, but the student has to earn their spending money. So if we have them in a 20-hour-a-week unpaid position, internship, then they try to find a part-time job for 20 hours a week to earn their cash. In essence, what's our bottom line? They're working 40 hours a week, trying to go to school full-time. So that is not a good fit. So we try to encourage the employer to keep them about 20 hours a week, give them some form of compensation. We screen the employer.
Good.
Okay. The word of mouth is out. We've been to Rotary clubs and things, Goodfellas, you name it, selling our wares. What we have.